I got an exciting little series that I think I'm going to put together for you guys. I'm out in Yuma, Arizona today, and if the fishing's good, we'll probably stay out here. But if it sucks, we're going to different lakes trying to find fish that want to eat so we can put some good content together. Looking forward to getting out here. Lake Martinez out here in Yuma, Arizona on the Colorado River. Usually this time of year it can be good, but I've never actually fished it this time of year. I fished it in February, I fished it in January, fished it in multiple different times, but I've never fished it this time of year. But I know that historically it has been good this time of year, but I don't know how it is right now. So we're kind of going at this whole thing a little bit blind. I don't know exactly where to start, how to start, what baits to throw, or anything like that. So we're truly just trying to break this down as fast as we possibly can in order to try to catch the most and biggest fish that we can. I think that it's going to be like cranking and jerk baits and maybe a lipless, stuff like that. I think is going to be what we're going to end up throwing, maybe a swim bait or something like that. But I don't really know. So we're gonna have to break this down out here together and try to just take each bite that we get, if we get one, and try to put those puzzle pieces together in order to try to figure out how to catch as many fish and as big a fish as we can in a short period of time. It's about 9 o'clock right now, so we're getting a little bit of a later start than I would have preferred, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And a lot of times out here this time of year, the bite gets better as the day goes on. The water temps aren't super cold right now, so I don't know if that's going to be as much of a factor, but sometimes in these winter, fall months, the afternoon really starts to get a little bit better, and those fish just get a little bit more active right before sundown, and hopefully that's not the case and we're able to catch fish throughout the day. There we go. There we go. Got him. Little guy. But at least we're on the board finally. At least we are on the board finally. Hopefully there's more over there. I finally found this like deeper area, and it looks like there's some fish down there. This guy came up and got it. So hopefully we found an area where the fish want to bite. All right, guys, well, we've been fishing for a while and got nothing. Literally not a bite until that fish. Actually, I might have gotten one bite on the jerkbait earlier, but just kind of slapped at it. It didn't actually want to. There's another one. Found a school of them. There we go. I think I found where they're at a little bit. Another little guy, but still fun. Hopefully there's some bigger ones in there. Pretty cool. But what I'm throwing right now is the 6 Sense 97DD Provoke. It's a smaller one, deep diver. Sometimes when I'm fishing around grass like I am here, I like to throw a deep diver that gets right into the top of that grass, because sometimes they're just sitting there, and when it rips through that grass like that, they'll eat it coming through. Sometimes they don't want to come up and get it, but sometimes if it's right there in it and you're kind of ripping grass every time, they'll eat it. Well, like I was saying a minute ago, guys, it's just been super tough in the first area I went to, and I couldn't get anything to go. Might have gotten one bite, but that's it. Literally one, and it slapped at it. It didn't even want the bait very much. But hopefully we've gotten into an area where the fish are eating, and we'll be able to put some fish in the boat But fishing a jerkbait like this is pretty fun. We got water temps in the 58-degree mark. It's been 58 pretty much everywhere. Main River, it might be a little bit lower than that. I saw 56 at one point. But so far, it's been a real tough morning. But hopefully it's starting to pick up. Got a better one right here. Oh yeah, it's a better one. There we go, that's a better one. That's a better fish. There you go, the Provoke's getting it done, guys. I like that little 97 sometimes. That little smaller profile just sometimes can get them to eat a little bit better than the bigger one. I actually haven't thrown the bigger one today, but I've had success on this specific color. But catch a fish like that's not bad, pretty fun. So the way that I found these fish was just looking at my forward-facing sonar and finding that these fish seem to be in the deeper areas. You could find the fish, but you couldn't always get them to bite. And I'm not catching these ones on my forward-facing sonar, like I'm not scoping them. But I did find that there was activity and fish in a little bit deeper areas. It's harder to find some of those deep areas here because it's a river and everything's pretty shallow. But I got into this little area that's a little bit deeper than the rest of it, and those fish are sitting in that deeper grass. There's another one. That's a better one. This one feels like a good one. That's about the same as that last one. There we go, guys. Jerkbait's starting to hammer them. They're just loaded up in this little spot right here. Just stumbled upon it. Just had to keep fishing and keep fishing, keep fishing. And came up on this spot and saw some fish out in deeper water, so I focused on that. And now we're starting to get bites. So guys, when I'm fishing a jerkbait, I pay attention to water depth a lot. Especially when you're fishing around grass. I like this jerkbait to get right over the top of the grass, touch the grass at different times. Oh, there's another one. But you want to focus on those key things, because when you're fishing the jerkbait, finding the specific amount that those fish are willing to come up can be a big deal, because they don't always want to come up a ton. Sometimes they just want to sit in that grass and they're not going to come up very far, so you need to get this bait into that grass. Other times they're going to travel. It just depends on their mood, time of year. But overall, water depth and how close you can get this bait to the cover, I think can a lot of times produce more fish. Pooped on me. Disgusting. messing around in this grass, every once in a while you get a bite. This one smoked the jerkbait. This guy smoked it. It's a tiny one, but he destroyed it. Felt it all the way through the line and the rod and everything. Oh, striper. That's not what we're trying to catch. At least it's something that's pulling. Well, the morning was an absolute grinder, and then I just landed on a spot that had a bunch of fish, and I was able to catch them on the jerkbait. Still can't get bit on anything other than the jerkbait. I don't mind that. I like throwing a jerkbait, especially out here in the winter. We got a nice little wind out here, which is perfect for a jerkbait. It's not crazy windy. It's just enough to get those fish a little bit more active. We got some cloud cover, so I don't think these fish are gonna be super tight to the cover. So that jerkbait's gonna allow me to cast around into different areas where those fish are probably gonna be roaming, and you're gonna be able to pick them off here and there. One thing that I did notice is typical wintertime fishing is not a lot of bites, and then once you got a bite, there's a bunch of fish in that area. That's very common in wintertime fishing, is a lot of dead water, and then once you land on them, there's usually a school of them, a group of them. So we're gonna bounce around, try to find another couple areas where we can get some bites, hopefully get some bigger ones. I think the biggest ones we had so far was probably 2.5, maybe 3 if we're lucky. But there's bigger fish out here. It's just a matter of finding them and getting into the area with some bigger fish. I am glad that I caught some good numbers, so that's always a positive, but hopefully we can land on an area that's got some big ones. So we ran all the way down to the bottom of the river, and you can see the dam behind me. There's an area down here that I like to fish. Don't always catch big ones down here, but usually I get some bites. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna work our way back up towards the launch ramp and hit up some of the backwaters. Some of the backwaters seem to have a little bit more, a little bit warmer water. So I'm thinking maybe some of those fish might be stacked up in one of those backwaters, and maybe we'll get a couple big ones or something. But so far, decent little day out here. Had that flurry, but otherwise it's been pretty tough, but I'm happy with the results so far. There we go, another one on the jerkbait, guys. It's a jerkbait kind of day today, that's for sure. Can't catch anything else. Can't catch them on anything else. Throwing this jerkbait right over the top of the grass. This one's in the backwater. The other ones were in the main lakes out here. Got all three of these hooks in there. Guys, the jerkbait is it. I don't know how to catch them any other way right now. There we go. Coming on the cranker. The old crank baiter. This has been a good day, guys. Been a good day. This is the 6 Sense PD4 crankbait. It's a little guy, and this guy choked it pretty good. Not bad right there. Well guys, productive day out here on the water. The jerkbait was the absolute deal, guys. I caught almost every single fish on the 6 Sense Provoke 97DD in the Ghost Bone Minnow color, I think is what it's called. But it's a really good color. I've caught fish out here on it before in the past. But that's a good little jerkbait. It's a smaller size than the 106. It's just really good out here. I don't know why. I catch a lot of fish on it when I throw it out here. But pretty good day. Also caught a fish on the PD4, which is a finessey kind of square bill. It's good for the wintertime, colder water situations. I was throwing the jerkbait on the 6 Sense Sensory 7.2 medium rod, and then I had that PD4 on the 6 Sense Movement 7-foot rod and the medium action. That's a good rod for square bills. It's got a nice tip on it, casts it really well. Good all-around rod for throwing those square bills. So now we're gonna head out and go to dinner. I don't know exactly where I should go fishing tomorrow, so if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm thinking Mojave, Havasu, Parker, not exactly sure, but it was fun today, but the big fish just weren't there, so I think it's time to maybe try somewhere else and see if we can't get some better quality. There's good fish in here, I just don't know exactly how to catch them. So I think we're gonna go to another spot and see what it has to offer, and if it's not as good, then we'll come back here on Sunday. But I'm gonna get off the water right now. The video's not over, but we're gonna get this boat on the trailer and then head back somewhere and go get some food. We'll check in a little bit. So I got off the water and went over to Five Guys and had a burger and fries. And then I came over to this awesome little Love's truck stop. Bought a gallon of water, took a shower out here in the parking lot, had a bar of soap and a washcloth, and got the job done. And it actually wasn't too bad. I feel pretty good actually after doing that. But backed into a spot here next to all the semi trucks. Gonna crash out in my little air mattress that I have set up out here in the back of the truck. It's actually a pretty comfortable little setup that I got going on. I bought the air mattress off of Amazon. I'll link it in the description in case you guys are interested in it. It's actually a pretty solid way to get out and save some money without having to buy hotels or anything like that. I think tomorrow I'm gonna head over to Lake Havasu. I kind of just want to go catch some smallmouth if I'm able to, and maybe throw some jigs and some stuff like that. So we're gonna see how that goes, see if we can't go catch some big ones over at Lake Havasu. Maybe throw a swim bait around a little bit. I got my swim bait rod for the hangover or something, we'll see. But I think that's the game plan, is I'm gonna crash out right here in the parking lot, and then I got a 2.5 hour drive to Havasu. So I think I'm gonna get up early and then head over to Havasu and see how the bite is over there. It could be a bust, but I'm gonna take the risk and just see how it goes. This wasn't fantastic, but this is something I think I can come back and do again before I go home. So I think I'm gonna go to Havasu, see if we can't catch a few smallmouth, maybe catch some largemouth, and hopefully catch some quality fish. But I'm gonna get in the back seat, I'm gonna crash out, and I'll see you guys in the morning. What's up, everybody? Good morning. We're on the road. We just left the Love's gas station and we are driving to Lake Havasu. I'm doing a 3-part series on my trip out to Arizona here in late November, early December. Yesterday I fished at the Lower Colorado River out of Lake Martinez and caught them decent on a jerkbait. Not a lot of big fish, but we caught, I don't know, 10, 12 fish, something like that. It was a decent little day. It started off a little rough, but ended up being all right. I got a 2.5 hour drive to get to Lake Havasu from Yuma. Slept in my truck last night at the Love's gas station. The truck stop wedged in between some semi trucks. Had my air mattress in the back of the truck, and I had a hard time falling asleep, but once we got to sleep, we were all right. It was a little weird at first because there's a lot of people and cars and everybody driving around, so it was a little funky at first, but once I got to sleep, it was not a problem. Just woke up, stopped at the gas station to wash my hands, and then we're on the road. So once it gets a little bit more light, we'll check in, but we got a little bit of driving to do. All right, guys, we're almost to Lake Havasu. Had to make a quick stop to get some gas and to get a sandwich and some stuff for lunch because I didn't pack any of that stuff. So we're probably about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes away from where we're gonna launch. We're gonna launch out of Cattail Cove today. We're not gonna go all the way into Lake Havasu. We're gonna fish the lower end of Lake Havasu. And just, I'm kind of hoping for a jig bite, jerkbait bite, maybe a hair jig. We're just gonna have to kind of see how things go. Maybe a chatterbait if the grass looks good, but I don't really know. I've never been here this time of year. I've done it like early November. I've done it in September. I've done it late January, but never this particular time of year. And, you know, it can be pretty tough. This could be a bust. I really hope it's not gonna be, but you never know until you get there. I'm just hoping we can figure out a way to catch a few fish and hopefully catch some good ones. Alright guys, well we are here at Lake Havasu, Cattail Cove launch ramp. Looking forward to doing some fishing. I'm just gonna find some spots and fish some history and hope for the best, guys. Well guys, it's a grinder out here today. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit better, but I knew there was a possibility that it was just going to be brutally tough, which it is. I mean, I have had tougher days out here at Lake Havasu before where I've gotten 0 bites. So we're doing better than that. But we still got a little bit of time left before we got to get out of here, or before it gets dark. We don't really have to get out of here, but it's going to get dark in a few hours, but hopefully we can get a little something going here in this afternoon bite. There we go. Caught one on the old jerkin bait. There we go. On the board. It's noon, just like yesterday, and we got a bite. That guy wasn't going anywhere. I got 3 on him. So the thing about this wintertime fishing is it can be super tough all day long, and then the next thing you know, you just randomly get one. Hopefully we get some more. Well guys, that took a long time to get that first bite, just like it did yesterday. It's in this corner where this wind is blowing in. I would think there'd be more in there than just that one, but it's hard to know because it's not like I've gotten bit throughout the day to where I can kind of pattern something. That was the only, literally the only bite of the day so far, is that one smallmouth on this jerkbait. I have a feeling there's grass down there. We got one of the black ducks up shallow, so I imagine there's some grass down there. But hopefully we can get some more fish. A big one. We got ourselves a big old smallie, guys. I just hope it stays on. It's the same line that I've had since Mojave. I hope I got him out to an area where he can't go and tie himself up on anything. Just got to tire him out. we go. That's a good one. Look at that thing, guys. That's what we came to Lake Havasu for. Heck yeah. Had to fight that guy really carefully because, man, I didn't want to lose him. The bites have been tough to come by, and I could tell it was a big one as soon as he came up and jumped for the first time. Let's get a weight for this guy. It's not as big as I thought. It's a 385. I thought it was going to be bigger than that when I first saw it jump, and then when I got into the boat I thought it was going to be a 4-pounder, but I'll take that one all day. That's a fun one to catch right there, guys. Well, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty brutal out here right now. I thought that that afternoon bite was gonna start to turn on, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. Right around noon, I got 2 bites kind of quickly, and then it just shut off again. So it's just tough, man. I can't seem to figure this lake out come winter time. I can catch them when it's like pre-spawn, or not pre-spawn, but post-spawn. I can catch them out here, but it's tough when it's the winter time out here, that's for sure. I've been out here plenty of times in the winter, and it's just a grind, and today's no different. Alright guys, well, we just left Cattail Cove. It's about 6:30. I did my little gallon jug of water shower. Basically what I do is I get a gallon jug of water from the store and a washcloth and a bar soap, and I just get myself wet, use that bar soap, get it on the washcloth and just get everything clean, and then use the rest of it to rinse off with that gallon jug. It actually does a lot better than you would think it would, considering you're not actually getting a totally legit shower, but it does pretty good considering we're basically camping in the truck and not staying in a hotel, getting a normal shower like you normally would. So today was pretty tough out there. I knew that that was a possibility coming up to Lake Havasu, that it would be just like it was today, and if not tougher. Literally only got those 2 bites that you guys saw. Caught one on the jerkbait, and then I caught another one on the drop shot. That one on the drop shot, I thought it was a giant when it first came up and busted on the surface, but just under 4. It's always a good solid fish for Lake Havasu. That's what you want. You want 4-pounders out here. Too bad we couldn't get more fish in the boat, but it was just a grind. That's wintertime fishing at Lake Havasu. You kind of just gotta land on them, I think, most of the time in the winter. I don't know that guys just catch one here, catch one there when they do good. I think they get in an area where the fish are loaded up, there's bait, and there's a lot of activity, and those fish are feeding. Couldn't find anything like that today, but now it's time to head back towards Yuma. We're gonna finish up this trip back out at the lower Colorado River, fishing shallow with reaction baits, which is a fun way to do it. I got a 2.5-hour drive to get there. Gonna stop for dinner on the way back, and I'll check in with you guys before the night is done. Well, we made it back to Lake Martinez. Just pulled up into the parking lot here. I'm exhausted, so I think it's time to crash out in the old air mattress. I've got an awesome little air mattress that I sleep in when I do these kinds of trips. I got it on Amazon. It's a pretty sick little deal. It just fills up the gap in the back seat, and you're able to get back in there, put blankets on it, all kinds of stuff. Super comfortable. I'll leave a link in the video to Amazon where I got it. But if you guys sleep in your truck and don't want to sleep in the bed and want to be able to be inside, I highly recommend getting an air mattress specifically made for the truck. It's got the air mattress top that goes across the back seat, and then it also has this bottom part that fills up the void where your feet would normally go, so that way you have like almost a full twin size mattress, and I'm able to like stretch out completely. I'm not the tallest guy out there, so if you're super tall, it's not going to be very comfortable no matter what. But if you're like me and can get in the back seat and lay out kind of cockeyed a little bit to get your head in one corner and your feet in the other corner, and can be stretched out just like you are in your bed at home. Pretty good little setup, guys, so check it out. But I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Let's get it. All right, guys, well, it's the last day of our Arizona Thanksgiving trip. Back out at Lake Martinez this morning. Looking forward to going fishing. Looking forward to trying to catch some fish. Yesterday at Havasu was kind of a bust, but we're gonna make do today and try to find ourselves some good fish. Hopefully find some big fish, and hopefully get the job done and put a good video together for you guys. All right, guys, so we're on the water. We're gonna go try to catch some of these Lake Martinez Colorado River bass. We're going for largemouth today. So there are technically smallmouth out here, but usually the largemouth are what you come after when you come to Lake Martinez and this part of the river. You can catch little smallmouth. I've done that before, but we're gonna go try to catch some of these cold winter largemouth out of the grass that's still left over. Looking forward to it. Let's get it. All right, guys, so what we're fishing is a big grass flat, and I'm trying to find the deeper parts of the grass flat. I'm gonna throw the trap and the jerk bait around in here. There's wood in here too, so you gotta be careful you don't snag this trap in there. But historically, I think there's fish in this area in here, so hopefully we can get a couple good ones early. And I just found a tree stump. Hopefully we can get our snatch back, our 6-inch snatch lipless. But that's the game plan for now, and if that doesn't work out, we'll go somewhere else and just keep fishing away. Well, guys, we got our first bite right there on the chatterbait. Just nipped at the back of it. It was right next to the boat, and I swung when I should have just let him eat it. And I saw the fish swim away. It was right next to the boat. It looked like it was a decent one, 2.5, 3 pounds, something like that. But hopefully that means we might have found something to do this morning. But that was the first bite of the day, so hopefully we just keep fishing around. There's one. There's one. Yeah, the one I missed was definitely bigger than that guy, but it's a start. This one I let it eat a little too much. Tiny little guy. So that's 2 casts in a row in this spot, and that's what I noticed the last time I was here, is once you got into an area where there was fish, there was multiple fish. So hopefully that means we can fish around this area. The grass feels pretty good down there, so hopefully we can get another couple bites and put some fish in the old skeeta. Well guys, it just got bit again. Just got the tail of the chatterbait. Maybe I need to switch up colors or something. I'm not exactly sure. But they're just nipping at the back of it, right at the boat. So I don't know. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if it's a color thing, change of direction thing, or what. But we just got bit again. I saw the fish flash and everything. So I don't know. All right guys, so we're gonna mix it up. We went polar opposite from a shad pattern to this green pumpkin blue. Looks kind of black and blue to me, but it's green pumpkin in there. Green pumpkin juggle minnow for the trailer. We're just gonna mix it up, see if we can't get a different color. Maybe they'll commit to it a little bit better. Sometimes when they're short striking and doing weird stuff like that, mix it up and it could be a game changer. I feel like since we're getting the bites on the chatterbait, we're on the right track with it, but they're just short biting it, so I'm not really sure. So we're gonna try something different. If it doesn't work, we can always put the other one back on. All right guys, well, we're gonna go explore for a little bit. Probably do some of the same stuff because it seems like you gotta force them to wanna bite. Gotta get that reaction out of them, whether it's the chatterbait or the jerkbait or crankbait. I don't know that it really matters, but it definitely, you gotta make them react. So we're gonna go explore a little bit, find some grass, maybe look for some bait, look for some birds, stuff like that. But it's been a fun morning. It's kind of been challenging because the water levels dropped a foot or two. So I know that that's changed things from the last time we were here. I moved out a little bit from where I was fishing and caught some fish last time, and we got some bites. A couple of them were short strikes, unfortunately, but that happens. Change up the color, so we'll see if that helps. But we're just working hard out here, just trying to find some grass, find some fish, find some bait. I'm not seeing the bait like I'd like, but we're just gonna keep moving around, find some new areas, and then we'll probably come back to that area where I started this morning in a couple hours, because I think that that's when that bite kind of fires off, is at noontime. Guys, that is not what we're going for. Not what we're going for. I'm surprised that guy could even eat this crankbait. Thing's tiny. Tiny. Got one on the square bill. Stay on, fish. There we go, a little one, but it's something. The PD4 got it done. Still didn't eat it very good. I feel like I'm close to like figuring something out, but the baits are just a little bit off. I don't know if it's color. I don't know if I should throw something else. It's kind of tough because it's like I'm getting a bite here, getting a bite there, but they're just not the right bites. All right guys, well, it's time to make a move. The spot from my first day out here just did not produce today. I'm a little surprised. There was just so many fish there that I caught. I'm surprised I wasn't able to get any over there. Maybe that water level changed. The water temp dropped about a degree or two. So that definitely could be something. These shallow water fish, they probably get a little spooky or funky when the water temp drops and the water level drops. So we're gonna go to another part of the river, and again, we're just on the hunt for the big river bass. All right, so we switched up to a spinnerbait. A little bit of dirty water back here, a lot of wood. Just wondering if maybe something with a little bit more flash and a little bit more thump will trigger these fish to bite a little bit more. Caught some on that crankbait, but those aren't anything to write home about. I mean, it's nice to catch some fish on a new bait, but we need to catch some bigger fish for sure. There we go. There we go. There we go. Spinnerbaiter, little one still. There we go. There's one. Thought it was bigger with the way it fought. Came up and smashed it and pulled pretty good. But that ain't what we're after, guys. Well, guys, we got another bite on the spinnerbait, but it's just not generating big bites. I'm not sure if I'm fishing too shallow, but I mean, everything is kind of the same. There's little areas that are a little bit different, and I know that that could be a factor, and I know that it could be something important, but I have no mapping for this place, so I can't even look on my mapping and just find some of the shallower or deeper areas. But I'm not sure if it's a swim bait deal that I need to be doing. I don't have my swim bait stuff with me. I don't have the right rods in the boat right now, but I know that sometimes a swim bait can be a deal. But we're just gonna keep fishing around, and hopefully we land on a good school of fish, because if you find them, you find them. Well, guys, whatever that was, I'm not exactly sure. It was pretty big. I snagged it, and if it was a bass, it was a big one, but it wasn't really fighting like a bass. I'm wondering if I snagged a carp or something like that. But it was a big old fish. It was just snagged in the back, and it was kind of pulling, and I was trying to see what it was, because I didn't think I was gonna land it with the way it was hooked. But it was definitely something swimming around out here, and this is about the time of day when I got bit last time. But that one was snagged. I could tell when it got close to the bank. It was close to the water, but I just don't know exactly what it was. Well, guys, the big ones do not want to play today for me for some reason. These are tiny gays. All right, guys, well, it's been a brutal day today. Got no real quality fish to show for it, that's for sure. We're gonna get down to the wire here pretty soon. I got about an hour or so left to fish, so hopefully we can make something happen here pretty quick and put some fish in this boat. I've had some followers chasing my chatterbait, but they just didn't want to commit, and a couple of them were decent size. One was probably the biggest one I've seen all trip. That one came out to the chatterbait and just didn't commit to it. Then I saw another one kind of come up into the area and didn't want to get it either. I'm not sure if it's just because it's like a north wind that's screwing everything up or what, but the jerkbait bite just seems to have died. I couldn't get a bite on any of the lipless stuff. The water's too clear for the spinnerbait right now with the amount of sun that we have, and then the wind is off and on. If it was windier, I'd throw that for sure, but it's tough to say. I'm just gonna keep grinding it out, throwing what I know to throw, and hopefully we'll get the job done here before too long. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and going on this trip with me. I had a good time. I wish the fishing would have been a little bit better. The fishing was okay here at the Lower Colorado River, numbers-wise, but we couldn't manage to get those big bites. I think the cooler weather, water temps dropping, and the actual water itself dropping, I think that makes a difference, and I think it made it tougher. Lake Havasu is just always tough this time of year, but sometimes you can catch good ones, like that one that I caught. So if you didn't catch that video, make sure to go back and watch the second day video. But again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!